Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. On the Single Girl Season 21, Devin Strader and Sam McKinney were fundamental to the show, frequently assuming the part of adversaries and becoming antagonists in Jen Tran's story. Yet who's more terrible? Sam's aversion for Devin was clear from the get-go, as he accepted Devin was untrustworthy and blamed him for not being on the show for the right reasons. Sam felt Devin acted one way before Jen and one more in the background, especially loathing how Devin every now and again pulled Jen to the side during bunch dates. Be that as it may, Sam was at last sent home sooner than Devin. Devin, as far as it matters for him, likewise detested Sam, a further damage to Jen, who was essentially thrown away in her own time of the single woman. Their competition heightened, with Devin transparently deriding Sam via web-based entertainment. In any event, wearing a pullover with one of Sam's expressions, "Keep the most compelling thing the primary thing," further escalating the quarrel. As fans anticipate the unhitched male season 29, now is the right time to assess who was the greater antagonist in Jen's story. One way or the other, her treatment was absurd. Sam immediately went from being seen as an expected counterpart for Jen to a contemptible in his hopeful goals. At first, he appeared to make major areas of strength for A with Jen, yet breaks in his validness started to show as Jen set out on additional serious connections. During the striptease date, Sam made an emotional admission about previously succumbing to Jen, which felt awkward. While this might have been heartfelt, it appeared to be deceitful. His way of behaving toward different candidates likewise additionally energized distrust about his personality and uncovered how the lone wolfess makers bombed Jen. He conflicted with a few men, with watchers blaming him for tormenting and being fierce. His cooperations with Devin specifically exhibited his grating side, proposing he felt legitimately undermined by Jen's future life partner. Prior to getting killed, Sam attempted to give Jen actual warmth to stay away from more profound discussions. He was phony from start to finish of the time while playing with Jen's heart, making him a bad guy. While Sam was phony all along, it's practically more terrible that Devin uncovered his deepest feelings to Jen for a whole season just to yank it away behind the scenes. His activities on the Lone Rangeress uncover a conspicuous difference between who he was by all accounts on the show and who he was a short time later. While he at first had all the earmarks of being on the show for Jen, he uncovered himself as a rascal after it was found he finished the commitment, while as yet projecting a hero all over web-based entertainment. In a twisted move, Devin posted photographs that recommended he was as yet dedicated to Jen, even after their separation, which clearly happened a long time before fans had the option to see the finale. He was hanging his success before Jen's face, who is still without a doubt hurt and grief-stricken over his treachery. He's an inhumane clout chaser who never thought often about Jen. Sam realized he was in a difficult situation, and on second thought of allowing Jen to lean on her instinct, he attempted to love-bomb her. It was a manipulative strategy that was not difficult to decipher as a frantic endeavor to stay on the show. Rather than opening up and getting open to Jen, Sam unreasonably commended her, showed an excessive lot of actual fondness for their relationship, and attempted to make excellent signals as opposed to transparently speak with her. After at first appearance tepid interest in Jen, he started giving her love when it seemed like his experience on the Single Girl was up. Basically, Sam was in every case more worried about getting his spot on the series. By depicting himself as unexpectedly overwhelmed with passion for Jen, he played into the story of the single woman, which is based on tracking down affection, all while controlling Jen's feelings. She merited better compared to his unfilled showcases of bogus fondness. Sam gave off an impression of being utilizing Jen's weakness to keep himself pertinent on the lone wolfess, making show instead of getting to know her. Fortunately, Jen at last saw through his strategy and sent him home. Sam could have love-bombed Jen and been phony with her, yet Devin could accept the cake as the Single Woman Season 21's bad guy. Devin and Jen's relationship on the Single Woman began with a high, finishing in a commitment to Hawaii. Notwithstanding, it's currently been uncovered that things went to pieces in the wake of recording. Jen saw a quick change in Devin's way of behaving, with him not finishing guarantees they had made during the show, incorporating plans to move in together and fabricate a future. Devin became far off and pulled away from Jen. Jen made sense of that after they left Hawaii. It seemed like Devin's needs moved, and she assumed the best about him, thinking it was because of the tension of the show. In any case, things proceeded to deteriorate, and at last, Devin severed their commitment via telephone. He as of now not adored her and lamented his proposition. Only days after the separation, Jen found that Devin had begun following different ladies on Instagram, including Maria Jorga's, which was really ill-bred. On a large number of the last rows exceptional, Jen defied Devin, communicating how harmed she was by his activities and addressing whether their relationship had at any point made a difference to him. He didn't protect himself satisfactorily. The Single Girl Season 21's Sam McKinney was one of Jen Tran's most memorable potential long-haul matches that she met on her season. However, I accept he was never there for the right reasons, and on second thought searching for the miscreant altar. Jen, who initially showed up on the Lone Ranger Season 28 with Joey Graziadei, has had an extreme season as the lead. Her experience as the unhitched female has been loaded with battle, with creation apparently inadequate with regards to mind encompassing how she was treated all through the season. As the very first Asian American single girl and lead in the establishment, Jen ought to have been maneuvered carefully. Subsequent to meeting Jen's expected admirers, Single Guy Country arrived at the resolution that there weren't numerous men who appeared to possess all the necessary qualities for Jen's heart. However, it was conceivable that Jen was content with the gathering of folks who were projected for her. The issues encompassing her cast were eminent from the leap. With less variety than expected, clearly the Lone Wolf's Season 21 wasn't projected in view of Jen, and when she turned into the lead, it wasn't retooled in any capacity whatsoever. After the principal episodes, obviously Sam was one of the issues. In spite of the fact that Sam was one of the main leaders on the Lone Ranger's Season 21, his experience on the series clearly accompanied expectations from the leap. Sam, who's initially from Myrtle Oceanside, South Carolina, came into the season with a responsibility towards the end. Having been appointed to play out his sister's wedding service, Sam purportedly realized that he should have been home well before the Lone Wolf's Season 21's recording plan was finished. For Sam, this implied that he should be cut before the last 14 days of the shooting plan. Yet Jen didn't know about that by any means. There have been screen captures of text around that demonstrate Sam wasn't on the Single Girl Season 21 for the right reasons, showing Sam sharing that he wouldn't be feeling the loss of the wedding since he'd be off the show by then. Almost certainly, there was some kind of expectation in Sam's agreement that would permit him to leave the show before a specific point. This is a standard practice for other unscripted television rivalry shows. However, not ordinary for a show like The Lone Wolf, where the series is trusting that the lead and candidates wind up tracking down certified love on unscripted television. All through the season, Sam had all the earmarks of being a fair person who was really inspired by Jen as a heartfelt possibility. In his meetings, he was charming and entertaining, and with different folks in the house, he was a piece possessive and appeared to need to hush up about Jen all. Interestingly, nonetheless, Sam battled to place all of that vibrato into activities that accompanied his words. Battling to construct actual fascination with Jen, Sam reliably gave a valiant effort to console her verbally. However, their relationship frequently felt a piece unnatural, with Jen more drawn to Sam. During one of the later episodes of the Unhitched Female Season 21, Sam said something that left Single Man Country in shock about Jen being the lead, and eventually pushed him to become one of the most detestable cast individuals from the season. That's what Sam uncovered. However, he'd been behaving like he was keen on Jen the entire season, that he'd really joined the Lone Ranger's Season 21 with the expectation that the lead would be somebody unique. Preceding the declaration that Jen would be the lead of the time, it was conjectured that Daisy Kent or Maria Jorga's would start to lead the pack. In one of his last minutes on the series, Sam uncovered he didn't feel like Jen was even his sort. Making sense of that, he'd come to the show to get to know Daisy or Maria, all things being equal. Jen, who had been battling with knowing where Sam's head was all through the last couple of episodes, wound up wiping out Sam. having previously told Jen he adored her. Sam's announcement was unbelievable and unforgivable. The makers behind The Lone Rangeress might have decided to remove the snapshot of the episode, leaving Sam standing generally in salvageable shape, however chose to let single guy country see his genuine nature, all things considered. In spite of the fact that Sam's conduct on the single woman was sufficiently logical to keep him out of the establishment later on, I accept he came on the show to be a well-known antagonist and at last advanced toward Lone Ranger in heaven. Sam's way of behaving was inappropriate. However, some unhitched male country miscreants come to heaven to have a recovery bend and turned into an installation of the establishment. By and large, Sam's powerlessness to remain for the length of the lone wolfish shooting plan, his general indifference, and his serious detestable conduct caused me to feel like he was essentially searching for the spotlight.